Hi you guys, it's been a while since I've done an at-home episode, and I've really been trying to think of a way to really maximize these videos with you. So I figured out the shift that I want to do, and tonight I am actually going to talk to you while I make shrimp and grits, just old-fashioned shrimp and grits. Got my water for my grits going, and I am cleaning my shrimp. Of course, my hands have been washed. I'm a crazy person. I tried to use gloves, but the gloves I had were just not conducive to the situation. It was making it worse. So yeah, first, hygiene. My hair is pulled back, so I don't have to worry about my hair getting into anything. But as I do this, I want to talk to you about the unrest that's happening in the country. And, there's so much going on, and people feel how they feel about the civil unrest in America, but it's happening all over the world, and it's having an impact, definitely. And we've gone from people protesting the lockdown situations because of COVID to the murder of unarmed black men. And I believe that this is something that's been going on for a long time. It's not anything new, but now that it's filmed regularly, not just that it hasn't been filmed, because we've seen Eric Garner, we've seen so many, we saw Philando Castile, and we've seen so many. And, we had Ahmaud Arbery, and before we could get, anything from him, we heard about Breonna Taylor and her house. And then George Floyd, it was one after another after another. And even in the midst of George Floyd, there's been so many others. And I believe that we just hit a tipping point where it's just people have said enough is enough. They're sick of it. More to the point of they're sick of the lack of accountability and what's happening. Whatever side you're on, I am not here to judge. I'm not here to tell you what side to be on. But I guarantee you, if you stay silent, trust me, it's going to hit your door. So whatever side you're on, you better have a way to deal with what's happening and what's coming. Because it's not going to go, this is not a situation where it's going to go quietly into that good night. It's just not. It's just not. So part of the issue is we don't see everybody equally, meaning we don't see black and brown people, specifically black people. We don't see them as human beings, and we never have. History says that. And so as we start to think about having open dialogue about diversity, inclusion, and really doing it, not really doing the work, not just using them as buzzwords. It's appalling to see a lot of these companies who are very racist, who have racist practices and policies, come out with these blanket statements that that somebody's PR department came up with, that they don't believe half a piece of, at all. It's really disappointing, and it's just appalling. I'm in a craft group, and they were talking about one of the craft companies, and I'm just, there's only so many. And they were like, well, I haven't heard from the other one either. But I said, people were upset because they hadn't heard any statements. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't care. I would rather them not give a half-hearted statement about standing up for equality and equity and whatever. Be who you are. Expose yourself so I know, and I move on. And that's what I say. Be you. I'm not judging you. Be you. But understand that history will speak for you. And, it's just a matter of what side of history do you want to be on. But again, this isn't going away. This is not one of those things where it's going to go quietly away into that good night, because it's not. It's just not. And it's amazing that I've been talking to people. Specifically at this time, I'm talking to vets and some people who are on reserve. I'm, looking to connect with some active duty people to tell me what their definition of patriot is, of what it is to be a patriot. Here's what I find interesting. So one person I spoke to gave me their definition of what it is to be a patriot, and he talked about how, it's all about the flag and his service and all this stuff. And he agreed with me when I said, well, either you're a patriot to the whole or you're not a patriot. And he said, absolutely. Then in the same breath, he says, with that said, I'm still going to get mine. And I understand the need to provide and take care of yourself. And, you know, that makes sense to me. But what if getting yours means embracing an oppressive system and or you get it at the expense of other people's lives? Is that still patriotism? Something to think about. So, it's very interesting. I don't think we'll be able to start really having healthy conversations around this until we know how people feel, what they're thinking. I encourage you to start having your own conversations around this. Don't shy away. I think part of the issue of why we are where we are is because we don't want to face the uncomfortable conversation that is race and racism, not just in this country but around the world. And people are appalled. Like I saw a video of a woman, of a news anchor in Australia, who talked about two twins and said that the lighter one got the better genes, basically, she was saying, of her father. And people were appalled, and I'm just like, racism is everywhere. I'm like, why are you surprised? In Australia, of all places, when the indigenous aborigines to that land are almost extinct. Stop being surprised by stuff. Wake up, do your own research. Voting, there's a lot of voting happening, a lot of elections happening this year, and it's not just 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I know here in South Florida, like a lot of states have had primaries. They had them in June. They have them in July. There's dates. I have them posted on my pages, on my Instagram and Facebook, and I posted them in multiple places. Here in South Florida, we have primaries coming up in August, and I am committed to, starting this week, I am going to be doing posts about the candidates, the people who are on the ballot. You choose who you want to vote for, but understand that you need to vote informed. Make an informed decision about your vote. Don't just throw your vote away. Your vote is your voice. Period. That's the system. We're too busy trying to fight the system, and we want to change the system. It's not going to change overnight. It hasn't changed in 400 years. That's just how it is. Until we start unifying and coming together as a people, as human beings, and seeing one another as just that, human beings. And so that's my encouragement to you as I continue to almost finish. I have 2 more. And I can go on to my sauteing my shrimp. But I just want to encourage you to really think about your voice. The last thing I want to leave you with is, when it comes to activism, everybody has a part to play. You may not be a feet on the street, boots on the ground, marching, fists up in the air person, because I'm not one of those people. But guess what I do? I know how to strategize. I know how to facilitate conversation, dialogue. I know how to do research and help people make informed decisions. So I'm going to use my platform in every way possible to inform people, inform the masses. What you choose to do with the information is up to you. Absolutely. I'm not here to control that narrative. I'm here to give you the information you need to make an informed decision. So wrapping this up in this is going to help control the smell in my trash. So that's a little something for you guys. When you have those raw meat packages, to help control the smell in your trash, wrap them up in these bags. It really does help. Don't be fooled. It helps. So here we go, washing my hands for like the 3rd time in 10 minutes. So that's my encouragement to you, is to make sure that you find your voice, find your place in the conversation. And how can you be an activist? How can you help? Because again, this is not going away. It's just not. It's not going to go quietly into that good night, like I think so many people are hoping. That's not where we are. You have a generation of young people who are saying enough. They're sick of it. And there's a rainbow of them. And that's what I find beautiful. There's a rainbow of young people that are saying, nah, no, we're not okay with this. And, you know, I just love it. I really do. I love it. So that's my encouragement to you. I'm going to stir my grits. And I got me a good little bowl here of shrimp. Ta-da! And some of you probably like, are you eating that? Yes, I eat shrimp. I love seafood. It's my favorite. I am about, I can tell you my diet is about 70 to 80% some type of fish or seafood. Why do I say that? Because sis is not giving up her chicken wings. Just not happening. So yeah, but that's all I have for you guys. I love you guys so much. I really do. And I really hope that you find your voice, you find your place, and look forward for new things. I am going to kind of back up the kitchen stuff and really go over some kitchen basics, because I feel like I have a responsibility to help you, you know, if you want to live your best lives and do things and find some fun things to do in the kitchen, if you're a couple or whatever, yeah, some things that you can do, but also some basics so that you are safe, practicing some safe kitchen practices, specifically when it comes to knives. If you're clumsy like me sometimes, you know, you might slice off a nail. I don't care how careful you are. Sometimes the more careful you are, the more mistakes you make. So you get a little bit more clumsy. So you're going to see a little bit different take on the at-home series, whether it's in the kitchen or, you know, talking about my hair, skin routine, different things. You're going to see, just to kind of bring it home and let you see what it's like with me and share my heart and my thoughts with you. So I really do love you. You know, I send love and light and lift you up in the goodness that is all of love and light. And, you know, I pray that you find peace in the midst of all of this turmoil that's going on, because again, it's not going away into that good night. Find your voice, find your space where you find peace and serenity, and figure out what you do